That's it.
All right, excellent, excellent. So I just started recording the meeting, so we caught part of the song. And thank you very much, the Rotary International E-Club of Paris. We appreciate your contribution to this meeting.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Jose is gonna lead us in the flag salute, and if you see the flag right there in front of you, just go ahead and put your hand over your chest, and Jose, I'll let you lead us.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with freedom and justice for all.
And liberty for all.
Thank you, thank you. Right on. Hey, I'm really loving this that someone from Spain is leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I live 11 years in the States, so I feel half American myself.
Okay, okay, thank you, thank you. So, hey, I'm gonna briefly go through some announcements. So I'm gonna leave the PowerPoint on so you can see, but before we get going, does anybody have any birthdays, anniversaries, or special accomplishments that they're very proud of that they wanna share with us? Don't be bashful now. Don't worry, we won't fine you. We just wanna hear the good stuff among all the bad stuff we're hearing these days.
Okay, I'll share one from my Rotary history. I joined Rotary in 1988 in the UK as a young Rotary actor at 18. I'm now 51 and I'm still in Rotary, so I have 33 years worth of service to the Rotary movement so far. So that's one from me in the UK. Sorry for being a bit bashful here, but never mind.
I love it, I love it. Hey, any other anniversaries or accomplishments? Okay, since we have, we actually can do this, why don't we go around the room? Andrew, you just introduce yourself. What club are you from again?
Yeah, I'm Andrew Jameson. I'm from Woking District Club in the UK. Woking is situated about 20 minutes by train from the famous Wimbledon tennis ground, which you probably have all heard of. We've got famous companies that have in Woking are McLaren Formula One racing team. We've got, we used to have a kitchen machines manufacturer, and one of our famous authors is H.G. Wells that wrote War of the Worlds in Woking. So not the untrue version that Tom Cruise put out about 10 years ago. So that's a bit about Woking. Anybody wants to contact me, I'm happy to give them an email address that they can contact me on later on. Thanks very much for your time.
Absolutely. Feel free to drop your contact information in the chat if you want. Absolutely. I'm just going to cross the screen. My name is Bez Renjifo. I'm the president of the San Bernardino Crossroads Rotary Club. Not been a Rotarian that long. Became one about 10 years ago, then left and then came back again. So I'm doing a second tour of duty. So Jose, go ahead. You're next you're the next to my right. So just quickly introduce yourself.
Hi, yes, I'm Jose BAILÉN. I'm from Spain, but I did my doctorate in Spain, but then my postdoctoral studies were at the University of Chicago, in the Department of Economics of the University of Chicago. My advisor in Chicago was Gary Becker, who was a Nobel Prize for Economics in 1992. And then I joined the IMF staff, and I worked for the IMF 9 years. 9 years and 1 day. I always say the 1 day. And then afterwards, I've been an international consultant. I worked for countries like Vietnam, Azerbaijan. I work for the Swiss government, but on developing countries mostly.
Okay, excellent, excellent. All right, Oscar, you're next. I'm going to just try to, keep it moving so we can get to the presentation. Go ahead, Oscar.
All right. Well, I'm very happy to be here with you. I'm one of the first international e-RYLA organizers. I'm part of the Protar Mediterranean e-Club. It's a Spanish e-club. And we carry out several projects, both physically and online.
Okay, excellent. Thanks for joining us. Dr. Sean Pai, go ahead, take it away. We can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm Sean Pai, past president of Crossroads Rotary Club, member for 22 years and a third generation Rotarian. Salute to all my friends.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, I think you have, your father was something in India, correct? Pretty high up there, right?
He was the director of Rotary International, and before that, before which he was a past district governor, and he was a long-time member of Rotary, and he served Rotary for probably over 50 years when he's still alive. But a great Rotarian.
Well, thank you, Sean. You have honored him well. All right, Bashir, you're next.
He is muted.
Okay, I'm trying to, there you go, you're okay, you can talk now.
Hello, my name is Bashir Khazan. I have been connected with Rotary for last 5 years. I really enjoy the programs, the contribution it has, and enjoy listening to people who are actively involved in it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Bashir. Next we have Ambek. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ambik Khemka from India. I am the president of Rotary Club of Delhi Ashoka, District 3012. And we are doing a lot of work in Washington schools, the WINS program that Rotary has taken up in India. And in my club, I can proudly say we have 2 past district governors from my club. And we have just recently granted one of the biggest global grants in India.
Excellent. And who's that next to you?
Thank you.
Next to me is my better half, Mohita Khemka.
Hi, nice to meet all of you.
Thank you for joining us. Please do put your information, where you're hailing from, in the chat. Okay, next we have Don. He seems to be on the beach. So tell us what's going on.
Yeah, hi, Don Higgins. I'm visiting from the Rotary Club of Pinellas Park in Florida, Tampa Bay. Beautiful beaches here, but they're all empty right now. I've been in Rotary since 1984. I'm a past chairman of the Rosaneff Rotarians on Social Networks Fellowship, and I saw your posting there this morning, and I decided to come and join you. So here I am.
Well, thank you for joining us. Please don't be a stranger. Come again. All right.
All right.
All right. We have Gonzalo. Please introduce yourself.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Gonzalo Sanchez. I'm the current president of Rotary Majadahonda, a small Rotary club in the capital of Spain, in Madrid. I've been in Rotary for 5 years already, and it's a pleasure to be part of Rotary.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Please do visit us again, and we're excited.
For sure.
All right. Irene, you're next.
Irene needs to be unmuted.
Okay, there, you're good.
Okay.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Hi,
Yes.
I'm Irene. I'm from Spain. I'm from Rotary Club Alicante Lucentum, and I'm here because I'm anxious to hear Jose, because we're part of a club. I'm originally from California, and we've been living in Spain for over 20 years.
Wow.
I'm very happy.
Well, congratulations. We miss you in California, but I'm sure you're having a great time in Spain.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Juan Francisco. Go ahead and introduce yourself, Juan.
Hi, hello everyone. I'm Juan Francisco Pérez. I'm Paco. I'm vice president of e-Club Rotaract Mediterráneo. I'm studying IT engineering and computer science on Carlos III University here in Madrid. And I am a part of a staff team, a team member of e-RYLA, and I'm very proud of stay here with you.
Well, thank you for joining us. So we're excited that you have come to today's meeting. Next on the right of you is Angela Blanco. Angela, could you introduce yourself?
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Angel Blanco. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Majadahonda and an associate member of the E-Club of Canada 1. It's a pleasure meeting you guys. And let's see how I can help. I can be of help to you.
All right, thank you for joining us. All right, we have a governor that has joined us. Governor Dr. Manzoor Masih, please introduce yourself.
It's a great privilege to meet everybody from around the world. Rotary is such a powerful family. It does mind-boggling, earth-shaking, and history-making things around the world to build a better world so we could leave it better than we found it. I've been a president of this Rotary Club, where Bez is now our distinguished leader, and I've been a governor for District 5330. We have lots of operations in India. In fact, in District 3000, we have 19 village projects, and then we are also working with District 2882 and District 3220. So we are very, very excited about what's going on in the Rotary family around the world. It's a privilege to meet all of you.
Well, Dr. Masih was so nice, he inducted me twice.
Hey, Mr. President, could I say just one more thing? It's like a little commercial for our club. Sure. We are putting together, or we have put together, a grant with District 3220, where we are building latrines and sanitation facilities for a school come orphanage. And the total DDF required was 22,500. We already have 18,500. So we are about 4,000 short. If any club is interested in being partner, we would welcome that, and they can call us.
Okay, perfect, Manzoor. Could you drop your contact information and a short snippet in the chat for people to contact you later? That way they have a way to reach you. All right, great. All right, next we have Mary Helen. Hey, introduce yourself. You're good.
All right, thank you. Hi, I'm Mary Helen Tuttle, and I'm in Joshua Tree, California. It's like 100 degrees outside right now. And I've been a Rotarian for 17 years, and I am a youth co-chair for District 5330. I'm also a co-chair for a Pride Camp, which is similar to e-RYLA, only it's for 12-year-olds. And I have been very involved with e-RYLA in the past. So I want to thank Bez for inviting me to this. This is really very cool. So thanks, everybody. And I would like to let you know my regular club Zoom meeting is in about 30 minutes. So if I disappear, I'm trying not to be rude. I just need to get to my own meeting. So thanks, you guys.
Thank you very much, Ellen, for joining us. I did seek you out because you're our district youth co-chair, and thank you for coming. All right, and next to Mary Ellen is Jennifer. Jennifer, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jennifer Smith, and I am a Rotarian in the Temecula New Generations Rotary. I've been a Rotarian since 2010, I believe. I am our district's e-RYLA co-chair. I helped to plan our camps, and we did have to cancel them this year. So I'm interested to see what the E-Club's all about and how that's going to go.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer, for joining us. Jennifer works very tirelessly on the e-RYLA camps. I know for a fact because I'm the one that gives her headaches as a DGL. So, all right. So next to Jennifer, we have Ian from West Scotland. Introduce yourself.
Hi, folks. I'm Ian Shaw from the E Club of the West of Scotland. I'm actually a member of Kilmarnock Rotary Club, which is the E Club is a satellite of. We're about 11 members at the moment, and our meeting on Sunday, we are inducting a corporate member with 4 new members and 2 others who are joining us from another club. So we're getting close to the 20 mark, and perhaps a charter sometime in the near future. For Andrew's benefit, Andrew from Woking District, my wife went to Woking Grammar School, as it happens, but that was a long time ago. Bye.
Thank you for joining us all the way from West Scotland. And like I said, please drop your information on the chat. I'd love to afterwards see who all made it and send you an email of the recording. All right, we have somebody, and it doesn't have a name, but it says Galaxy Note 9. And could you introduce yourself? Okay, we'll come back to you, but we have Tita or Marta Malera, our president-elect, next on the right. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, friends and family, Rotary family. I wish everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and a lot of blessings for you. My name is Marta Melara. I'm the president-elect, and I'm so happy to be here and have the opportunity to meet all of you. Thank you, and please keep coming to our meetings. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Hey, is there anybody hearing me on my microphone? Is that working okay?
Yes.
Okay, well, all right, excellent.
Yes,
all right,
it
next is Brisha Lawar. Please introduce yourself.
And be
Okay.
safe.
All right. I just unmuted you, so go ahead and start over.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm very happy to be here. I hope everybody take care of themselves and stay at home. And I'm looking forward for the meeting.
All right. Thank you, Brisha. And then I've got, I'm going to come back to the ones that don't have names in a moment here, but
I think it's
Rotary E-Club from Paris International. You just led us in something wonderful at the top of the meeting. Could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Marie-Laure Charles. I'm the charter president of 2 clubs, Eiffel Tower in Paris and then the E-Club. And I'm an old Rotarian, as my dad was a Rotarian, so that's a dad and daughter's story. And I'm in Paris, and that's it. So, and we meet every Thursday night, so it's till tomorrow night, but in French. Okay, no, we only meet, our meetings are in French, but we are all over the world. We have people in Egypt, in Luxembourg, in Lisboa, in Portugal, in London, a bit from everywhere. That's why it's called Paris International.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for your contribution for this meeting, for joining us, and for your contribution to the e-RYLA.
You're welcome.
Okay, excellent. Next, we have Carla Linder. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm just Carla, live in Riverside, California. Proud to be a member of your group.
Thank you for joining us. This has made it easy for some of our members to join our meeting, so we're excited. There are, it looks like there might be another person on the line, but they have a 610 number. Could you introduce yourself?
Hi, this is Tracy Dawes, guest of Hilda Valenzuela.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. Thank you for joining us, Tracy. All right, so I'm just gonna put, looks like, I think I've got everybody from what I'm looking at. I'm going to share my screen quickly, go through announcements so we can get on with the meeting. So give me a moment here. You're going to see my PowerPoint real quick here. And just, all right, so our club is having a blood drive on week of May the 11th. We won't have a meeting that week. What we will be doing though is donating blood. On the screen, you'll see information to the blood bank that we're going to. They do have a website and the address is there. There's a phone number. Because of the coronavirus, you will need to make an appointment to go donate blood. So they don't want everybody showing up there at the same time. So we do ask that you take pictures, not of the needle going in or you fainting, but that you made it to the blood donation bank or something, and post it online or on our group chat, and let's all give forward. Okay. All right. Moving on. Okay, let me go here. Okay. In our district, we had a district training assembly that was rescheduled for May the 16th. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but does anybody from the district have an update if that's going to happen or not? Go ahead, Mary Ellen.
Yes, the district assembly has been rescheduled for Saturday, June 26th at the Saboba Casino. And the day after that is a memorial service for Melanie.
Okay, all right. So, and that would be June 27th then?
That's correct. And that's as of right now, unless that is in Riverside County. So if Riverside County does something different, or they may not reopen, it's tentative, but that's the next tentative date, is the last Saturday in June.
Well, thank you, Mary Ellen. It's always nice to make changes on the fly. I appreciate your help there. All right. Something that just came up on the radar, there is going to be, if on the screen, you see information about a Global Grants Workshop that's being led by Pacific Governor Shah Belawar and past Assistant Governor and President Risha Alawar for District 5330. Risha, could you give us some information on that? Because I know you guys are partnering with Salvador, and this sounds like it's going to be over 2 days. Could you give us a brief overview?
Yes, and Saturday will be at 9 o'clock. I can send to everybody the Zoom information, and will be in Spanish. Sunday will be at 9 o'clock too, and this will be in English. Everything you want to know about global grants, if you have some global grants you want to look for international partners, or you want to promote in that presentation, well, you're more than welcome.
Okay.
And it will be people from, in the Spanish talking will be Rotarians from Mexico and South America. And for the English speaking, we will be India, Brazil, and a lot of more countries.
Okay. Excellent, Brisha, thank you. And I actually took that information, put it in a Word PDF document. So I'll go ahead and drop that in the chat while in a few minutes. So if anyone's interested, just check the chat before you leave and you'll see a document dropped in there, okay?
Thank you very much, President.
Thank you, thank you. All right, and then this just came up on my radar, and it looks like Honolulu is out of the picture for the Rotary Convention, International Convention. However, it looks like it's still going to happen June 20th through the 26th, but in a virtual format. And it seems that May the 1st, more information will be coming out. So this, what you see on the screen is what I know. I don't know more, I don't know less. So you can go to riconvention.org on May the 1st, and maybe there's more information. So as more information comes out, I will let our people know. For those that are from other countries, do check the website so you can find out how they're going to deliver the virtual format of the RI convention. All right, well, this is wrong. This is from last meeting. But we have Jose, who is from
Spain, from Alicante. The place I live in is near the Mediterranean, no? And my club is the e-club of the Mediterranean, but we have club members all around the world. We have club members who live in India, in Mexico. Is the good thing of being in the cloud, no? Being online.
Right. Excellent.
Welcome.
Welcome. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read a short bio, and then I'm going to let our distinguished guest go ahead and start. Let me stop the share here. Did you guys?
Bez, I just wanted to say hi. This is Gary.
Hey, Gary, good to see you. All right. So I think I did stop the share. So we're good. All right. So, hey, Gary, thanks for joining us. Gary, introduce yourself before we get this meeting started.
Oh, no, you don't need to do that. Hi, my name is Gary Kerstetter. Sorry I'm a little late. Been running around in circles. Hi, how's it going? And so it's good to be on board. This has been great.
All right, thank you, Gary. And I just saw Mike Lindsay shop pop on. Mike, go ahead and introduce yourself. Give him a moment here. Mike, you there? All right, maybe he got bashful, Okay.
I have to set up.
Oh, Mike, okay, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Mike Lindsay with BSN Sports, known Bez for the better part of 15 years now.
Yes, and we go back when he helped me establish a junior umpire program for Little League. So something that I don't tell anybody is that the man behind the mask and me making mistakes on balls and strikes, saves and outs, that was me. All right, so enough. Let's get into our presentation. I just want to ask and confirm that you are not seeing the PowerPoint. Is that correct?
Yes, we don't see the PowerPoint.
No PowerPoint. Okay, Jose, let me introduce you, and we will get this going. Okay. I got so many documents, it's not even, okay. Here's our speaker today. His name is Dr. Jose Maria BAILÉN. He's the president of the Rotary E-Club of the Mediterranean District 2303. If you hear some dogs in the background, don't pay attention to them. He's coming to us from Spain, and his talk is going to be about International e-RYLA organization and experiences. He's going to lead us in an interactive talk. He says he has no PowerPoint. He wants to engage with us. He is an accomplished economist, and he has worked for the International Monetary Fund and is currently consulting, providing technical assistance on macroeconomics and financial programming to officials of developing countries. And if you were here at the very top of the meeting, he named a few countries. He holds a Master of Economics Analysis, Economics, a Doctorate of Philosophy of Economics, and completed a postdoctorate fellow in economics from the University of Chicago. He said he was here 11 years. And when I looked you up, it looks like you were referenced in 2 or 3 publications. So Seems like you've done quite a bit of research. And I think I found some of your stuff in Aging, Social Security and Affordability, and another publication called Patent Intensity and Economic Growth. So please welcome our speaker, Dr. Jose Maria BAILÉN from Spain.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Bas, for inviting me. This is an honor to be here talking to people from, I think there are like 6, 7 countries here. This is the good thing of Rotary, that is international, that it makes people around the world to get together and to join for this kind of projects and cooperation. No? The idea, I started as most of you, most of presidents start. I started my year in July, no? My year as a president of the club. Then from the very beginning, I had the idea of having some project that would engage Rotarians around the world by taking advantage of being online. No? Once we are online, we can meet people from any country in the world together at the same time. That's the advantage of being an e-club, of being online. No? This is the great advantage. No? And this is why the idea of the e-RYLA appeared. Actually, I started discussing in my club the idea as early as in September last year. I started the discussion. But it was just, I just sent the idea. People were, at that time, my club was only 20 members. Now we are 33 members. So the club has grown the membership a lot during the last months. And then starting November, December, some new members took my idea, and then they told me that they were ready to help me to implement the idea of having an e-RYLA around the world. And this is why I use the social network, I use Facebook to start spreading the idea. No? And then Paris International look at the project, they like the project, and then they ask me if they want to join us, and I said, of course. No? Actually, the original idea was to have a club an e-club in France, e-club in the US or Britain, an e-club in Spain, because we wanted to have an e-RYLA in the 3 main international languages that are English, French, and Spanish, the 3 main international languages. But unfortunately, we only had we had 3 clubs. We had the Rotarac e-club, who played a very important role. Our Rotarac e-club was very important in designing the project and in working with the project, and the Paris club. And then the idea was to have, this was the beginning, and then this was in December. In December, we started thinking about, we decided the schedule. The schedule was going to be in March. It was at the beginning of March, in 3 days. And we started looking at speakers, no, for the subjects and speakers. No? And then we decided to make a free e-RYLA, no, because it would be to look about, to talk about things that we think are interesting for young people. This is the target of the RYLA, to young people, young leaders, but not to constrain ourselves in some very specific area, no? Because the idea was just, this was a first experience, and the idea was just to see how many people would engage in this RYLA and look at the experience of the people who attended the e-RYLA, and it was just a lot of experiment in this initial e-RYLA, no? And then we have some of the speakers. For instance, my talk was about financial independence. No, it was how to achieve financial independence. No, this is something. It doesn't seem, but this is something that many young people think about. No, is how to reach a state in which you could live of your income without the need of going to work. No, this was my talk. No, this was the idea of what things you should do to reach financial independence. No? There was some other talk. For instance, another one that was very interesting was about marketing or online marketing, digital marketing. There was another one about labor market in developing countries. There were many interesting talks. No? And the speakers were very high, very qualified, high-level speakers. We had several PhD as speakers in the e-RYLA, and I think it was a success. No, we had more than 400 people pre-inscribed to the e-RYLA, more than 400 people from more than 20 countries, and this is due mostly because of the big promotion we made through social network, no? Through Facebook, Instagram. We made a big promotion all around the world, and many people joined us. We had pre-inscribed people from Philippines, from I remember from Thailand, from India, many from India, from Africa, from Cote d'Ivoire. We had people from Morocco, all Latin America, some Americans, and we had it was a big success in this sense. No? The only thing that we would like to improve is that even if we had 400 people inscribed to all sessions, the actual number who attended the sessions were not 400. We had at most the session with more people in the same session was 42 people, 43 people in the same session. So for the next year, what we wanted to do, want to do is to find some way to make people who prescribe to the e-RYLA to get to their commitment and to meet their commitment and to attend the course, not to attend the course. One thing of this e-RYLA, I think that probably one of the main reasons of why so many people pre-inscribe in the e-RYLA, more than 400 people, it was that it was free. There was no prescription fee. It was free. Everyone, they just needed to fill a form with the information, and then they were describing the e-RYLA. No? And when it is free, people don't commit too much. No? And one of the things we want to do next year is to introduce at least, even if it is just a very small fee of $5 or $10 or something like that, to have some fee just to make people conscious that because we had a cost in the time of the people who are talking to the e-RYLA, and even this money would be, for instance, would be allocated to the Rotary Foundation. It would not be for the speaker, but it would be just to help Rotary, to the Rotary Foundation. But with this money, we will give more value to the things we did, no? Because I think that the talks, most of the talks, most of the conferences were quite interesting, were quite useful for the people who attended the sessions. So we had a meeting actually last week. We had a meeting to evaluate the first meeting, to evaluate this experience, and we have agreed to start working for the next year e-RYLA as early as in October this year. And then in October, we will start the second edition of the International e-RYLA. And for this second edition, besides the three clubs that we are already there, that is the e-Club of the Mediterranean, the Rotaract e-Club, and the Paris International e-Club, we like to have at least some club from the US or from the UK, because that way we have 3 languages and at least 3 clubs from the 3 countries, no? And to have the speakers also from the US or the UK would qualify the speakers to participate in the e-RYLA, to make it more international and to engage more people from all around the world. And this is the plan for the next year. I think, as I say, the experience was quite good. It attracted a lot of attention. And I think we are just going to keep working on this e-RYLA, and this to my knowledge, this is the first e-RYLA that is international in 3 languages, and I think it's a good experience, and it's something, as I say, is some innovation that right now it should be very helpful for all Rotarians, not only the Rotarians who are in the clubs, no, but for all Rotarians, because as we know, for instance, right now we have the problem of the COVID-19, and people could not meet physically, no? And this way we showed in March, before the period before this crisis, we showed that we could have a good, useful experience having an international e-RYLA with young people from all around the world meeting together, taking advantage of being Rotarians or being part of Rotaract. Okay. Okay, you want questions?
Yeah, yes, does anybody have questions for Jose? I do, just to start off with, so you said you had 3 languages. Could you tell us what languages they were, and how many speakers did you have for your different tracks?
Yeah, we had, for the French, the 3 languages were English, French, and Spanish. For the French part of the e-RYLA, we had, I think it was 4 or 5 speakers, I think, 5 speakers. For the English, it was also 5, and for the Spanish were 5. The thing is that we had some speakers who were in Spanish, the Spanish sessions were also in the English sessions. And we also had, because they were bilingual. For instance, Esteban Tejedor had a session in Spanish and in English. And also some speakers in French. Luis Balboa had the same session in French and in Spanish. So we had 13 speakers, but we had 15 sessions, 5 of each in each language. The sessions were 1 hour each language.
Excellent, excellent.
15 talks.
Anybody have questions in regards to?
Yes, I have a question. RYLA is an online, or
Yes.
you guys meet in some place? Everything you do in RYLA is an online?
Yes, it was online. Everything was online. The thing is that I remember there was one session, the labor market session, which you needed to divide the session between teams, no? Because it was just to play a small game. And then the good thing of Zoom is that Zoom allows the attendants, the people who are in the same Zoom session, they could get together in different teams. No? So actually you could do the same things as in the physical, typical online, typical e-RYLA. The only thing that you couldn't do is touch yourself, no? Is to touch other people. No, but this is a good thing right now, is that you cannot touch other people.
And was all day, 1 day, or was 2 days?
It was,
how you guys manage that?
Now, the thing is, this was an interesting issue, because the thing is, because we wanted to make it global, a global e-RYLA, we had very in mind the difference between the hours for instance, in California, in Spain, or in India. No? And we planned all the meetings in such a way that, for instance, the meetings in English and Spanish were in such a way that both the people in India or in Asia and the people in Latin America could attend at the same time. At this time was Spanish time. It was about 4 or 5 p.m. 4 or 5 p.m. is around 10 a.m. or 9, 10 a.m. in most of Latin America and most of the US, and also is 8 and 9 p.m. in India or South Asia. No? And this is the idea. No, we had to adjust the timetable just to make possible for everybody around the world to attend the meetings.
Okay, I want to understand very well what is the concept for your guys doing this RYLA. This means you guys get Rotaracts from all the world?
Not only Rotaracts. The idea was young people. Young people but, from mostly Rotaracts. They were mostly, I think, Paco, who is in the rock, he has the statistics. But I believe most of the people who attended the e-RYLA were Rotaracts, who prescribed to e-RYLA were Rotaracts. How many people?
If I could speak, I would like to say what I know today is we've got around 400 inscriptions our project all around 40 countries around the world.
Wow!
And people who is between 18 and 30, who is between 18 and 30.
age between 18 and 30, the age.
Wow, congratulations, congratulations. Well,
Oh.
let us know when is the next one, because in United States it's very expensive, $375 for each kid. And that way you guys can be free for a lot of kids not have the opportunity to go to RYLA. Congratulations, congratulations.
In this time, we've got a little database, and one of our upgrades to the next year is if we could know our audience, because if we get this, if we will get this, we can't design our project as all the people want. If people is interested to, for example, meetings with all people around the world using our tools like Zoom and another like that, we would like to know, and we would like to make a workshop with this talk. This is one of our upgrades, because with the acknowledgement of this year, we can work. But if we would get all the dates, if it would possible for all the people, we can design our workshops better, and our communications and all the things that are related to our project better, if we know everything of our people, of our attendants, better than if we don't know that.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, congratulations, it's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
As I say, our
may I
idea for the
speak?
next year will be to engage some Americans or English English clubs to have the three languages represented on board, to be on board, to be speakers of the three main international languages. And this way is also, the idea is to make it as international as possible, to have people from most countries in the world, or as many countries as possible. We have 40 countries, but we want to have even more countries. We know that the Rotary, we have 140, 150 members countries around the world. We have to have as many as possible engaged in the e-RYLA, to take advantage of this tool to build ties between young people around the world, to be connected together.
Mr. President.
Well, hey, I have Oscar that raised his hand. Oscar, go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, so I was one of the first international e-RYLA organizers, and I'd like to adapt to what Juan Francisco said. So basically, as Jose Maria said, 400 people were enrolled on this first international edition, but actually the people who attended just were like 40 people as maximum. So the idea for the second international edition is to make sure that the people who are enrolled are going to attend this e-RYLA. And another idea is to have a smaller group, like 20 young people, because this way each participant feel safer, that they can trust each other, because a smaller group, you can meet the other 19 participants. So that's another upgrade we want to make. We will use Zoom webinar because we think it's a better interface, a better environment for the participants. And we are thinking about doing it in 1.5 days, because as it's online, maybe it's a little bit boring to attend all the sessions throughout the weekend. So we are thinking about it.
Excellent, excellent.
Thank you.
Yes, it gives me ideas, this, because we actually had a third RYLA, but we had it in December, and normally our district has 2 RYLAs. Had we not had our third RYLA, which was actually our first RYLA in December, the 2 we canceled in March and April, we wouldn't have had anything. But this situation of having to work from home and seeing you guys do an e-RYLA at the beginning of March gives me ideas that why not continue and just put it online? I mean, it looks like RI is gonna do the RI convention virtually. So I think you guys are blazing a trail, Jose, and
Yes.
team. Yeah.
President, it's a really good idea.
Anybody else have questions for Jose? I think you've done some great things. You know, the first one to do an international e-RYLA is amazing.
Well, the idea, well, I worked for 9 years at the International Monetary Fund. So I was used to work with people from many countries. I'm used to work with people at the IMF. I don't know if you know, but the staff, we are about, at the time I was there, it was like 3,000 people from about 160 countries. No? So I like this atmosphere. No? I like this way to work with people from many nationalities. And I think that this is one of the great advantages of Rotary International is that it is international. No? And to bring people together from all around the world, from many countries, people who otherwise would not know each other, would not. And this is and this was the inspiration of the idea. No? It was just to have this kind of international climate, to take advantage, full advantage of being online, of being in a way that everybody from any part of the world could join us and to do this kind of, and to, especially for young people. I think it was a good idea because young people are more used to new technologies. No? It's I think for people of 70 or 80 years old, for them it's more difficult to adapt themselves to this kind of these new technologies. No? But for young people are pretty used to this kind of things, no? That to meet online, to use these networks. No? And this is why I think it was a good idea, and it was quite successful the first year, actually, because the first year I was afraid because it was the first year, it was a new experience, and I was afraid that it was a failure. No? But at the end, we had many people joining us, and I think it has been relatively successful. And I'm pretty sure that next year we are going to have more clubs involved, more people involved, and more people attending the meetings, really attending the meetings, because they are going to give us more. They are going to give more value to the things we are teaching. If you want the program, the e-RYLA program, I could send it to you or something. I don't know if you have it, no? But that way you could see what subjects we dealt with. That is, we had many. The meetings were quite interesting, all of them, in my opinion. They were all very interesting for young people.
Well, here is what I would like, Jose, is I'll you may have my email address, but if you don't, I think I just dropped it in the chat, but I'll send it to you on the WhatsApp chat that you and I were communicating on. If everybody would put their email address and name, I'll make sure that those that are interested get that a template and also a recording of this meeting. I just think it's pretty interesting, some of the things he did. Does anybody else have questions? Because I'm gonna go towards the tail end of our meeting in respect to other people.
I have one more question. I only want to be sure how many countries participate and how many was the total kids participate in the RYLA?
Hi. In our statistics, we've left around 400 subscriptions about people, and 40 countries all around the world.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Anybody else? Jose, any final words for us before we go towards the end of our meeting?
I have, well, you have my WhatsApp and my email. And the only thing is that if any club is interested in participating in the organization of the e-RYLA next year, please, the club, some person of the club could contact me and say the way we could incorporate this club, because for me it's interesting to have as many clubs as possible, many clubs contributing to the project, because that way the project would be more successful. It would engage more people from all around the world. No? I think we've been very successful, but we want to build on this success and to have more clubs from all around the world to join us, to join in the organization of the e-RYLA. We are open to any club. This is not.
Well, I want to say that our club's interested, okay, because we're very passionate about the truth. So we want to join forces with you. Just a little bit of history of District 5330, the district that I'm in. We claim to hold the largest overnight RYLA, and we have normally 2 camps. Each camp we send 3 kids, and they stay Friday, Saturday, and Sunday up in the mountains. It's an amazing experience. This year we had planned for 3 RYLAs because we're always leaving 300 kids on the outside looking in. This is a great example of how we can include those kids so they're not left out, because it gets very competitive, but there's only so many slots. So I will be talking because I'm very interested. Thank you.
Perfect.
All right, well, let's give Jose and his team, because there were 3 clubs in this. Could you give a shout out to the 3 clubs that helped you with this?
Well, the 3 clubs, the E-Club of the Mediterranean, we were the first who started the project, and then we engaged the E-Club Paris International. Paris International, I think Marie-Laure is a very important club. They have 36 members in the Paris area, and they are very active, no? And I think it's a good thing, no? To have a very active club participating in the project. They brought some very valuable people to the project. One of the persons they brought was a general. They brought some people in the military area, no? And it was quite interesting, I think, to have this kind of talks, no? to young people. And also, and of course, the participation of Oscar and Paco was basic, was fundamental, no? Because they are very good at doing all the things we need to do to make the e-RYLA work, no? That is to create a database, to look at the issue of privacy commitment of the young people. They need to sign some privacy because they are saying some data like email, phone with us, and then all these kind of things, all these technicalities. This was very important, no? And also they were, for the most part of the e-RYLA, they were the ones directing the meetings in such a way that if some person, some speaker has some technical problem, for instance, how to share, because some of them, they are not used to use the Zoom. They are not used to give talks online. Oscar and Paco were very active helping these people, no? So I think the contribution was basic, was fundamental for the e-RYLA. I think it was a good organization because of the interaction of the 3 clubs.
Wow, that is amazing. Oscar actually let me know I wasn't sharing my screen earlier on. I thought I was, so you know, you have a good person in there. So a shout out to the Rotaract Club, Rotaract Club of Spain. They must have been amazing to work with you. So, all right, so I'm gonna share my screen. I hope you can see it. Looks like it being shared. And so let's go to the end here. So Andrew, why don't you lead us in the four-way test of the things that we think, say, and do? So if you look at his screen, but go ahead and lead us, Andrew. Let me see if I can unmute you.
I'm here
There you
now.
go. Yes, go ahead. Lead us.
Well, the object of Rotary, in essence, is that on this particular picture frame is the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service, high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations, and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. The application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business and community life. The advancement of international understanding, goodwill and peace through a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service. So that's what it says on this one. I suspect there's a different one elsewhere, but thank you very much for having me tonight.
Thank you, Andrew. And so I'm going to end, but before I say the four-way test and you join me in it, make sure you to drop your name, email, and contact information. We'll get you all the information that we're sharing here. And so the four-way test of the things that we think, say, and do first.
This is the truth.
Second.
Is the fail to all concerned.
Third.
Will it
We
build
will friendships and
better friendship?
Will it be beneficial to all
will
concerned?
beneficial to all concerned.
Hey, Bez, I have a question. On this program screen that you just showed us, it says next week's speaker is Joe BAILÉN.
No, that's incorrect. You actually didn't see anything, Gary. Your eyes are tricking you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just wanted to make that clarification. Sorry.
Yeah. So
you can log the meeting, and if you can log the meeting, you can't go outside all the people that it can to stay here.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just want to encourage you as you go out today. Our youth are very important. So reach out, give them a word of encouragement, help them connect with somebody that will help them in their career and what they're trying to get in life. And just go out, reach out and love someone and have a good evening. Meeting adjourned, and I'll hang out for a few more minutes, but thank you all for coming and joining the Love Club today.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Bez, I'm hanging on with you.
All right.
All right.
Jose, thank you very much, my friend.
Thanks to you for inviting me. Feel free to contact me for whatever you want. And let's keep working on this project of this international e-RYLA for the next year.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And Juan, did you say there's a way to send this recording to everybody?
What?
Sorry?
Juan Francisco, did you say there was a way to send everybody that was on this meeting a recording?
I'm not recording the e-RYLA recordings.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, please do.
Well, actually, they are on YouTube, so you can watch them.
Yeah.
Whenever you wish.
We've got our videos on YouTube.
Okay, can you put the YouTube name in the chat, and I'll make sure to share it with everybody?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that Oscar can send you that because I am, for example, technical problems with Zoom, different problems with another tools, databasing, and another things.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, but I'm going to stay online here for anybody that wants to